Good morning, boys. In this session, I discuss about structure of water molecule. Structure of water molecule. Water is polar molecule. It is bend shape. Bond angle is found to be 104.5. Its structure is represented as then it consists of two lone pair on oxygen atom. That's why in solid state it is exists in the form of tetrahedral shape along with two lone pair on oxygen atom. It exists in the form of tetrahedral shape and oxygen in water molecule exists as sp3 hybridization state. Tetrahedral shape means it is exists sp3 hybridization state. It is in water molecule, that is in liquid state. Water, many water molecules are combined to form liquid state due to intermolecular hydrogen bond. In liquid state, many water molecules combine due to intermolecular hydrogen bond. What is intermolecular hydrogen bond? Listen, here HOH, one water molecule, another water molecule bend shape. I write like this, here HOH water molecule. So, here highly electronegative atom covalently bonded with two hydrogen atom, it form a water molecule. These highly electronegative atom form a hydrogen bond. How many hydrogen bond means? Two hydrogen bond with two water molecule. So, highly electronegative atom form a hydrogen bond with another molecule of water. So, this is called as intermolecular hydrogen bonding. We discuss this topic later at the end of this lesson. Okay. So, water present in the form of liquid due to intermolecular hydrogen bond. When I write one more water molecule, so this oxygen highly electronegative atom form hydrogen bond with a neighboring water molecule contains hydrogen. So, this is the structure of water molecule. Next we discuss about hydrated crystals. We discuss about hydrated crystals. What is meaning of hydrated crystal? Hydrate means water molecule. Many salts are occur in the form of crystal along with water, that are called as hydrated crystals. Many salts occur from aqueous solution to form the salt is called as hydrated crystal. In hydrated crystal, water molecules form either coordinate covalent bond or these water molecules present in an interstitial position. What is meaning of coordinate covalent bond? Coordinate covalent bond. A bond formed between donor atom and acceptor atom is simply called as coordinate covalent bond. This bond is otherwise called as dative bond. Now, some example for hydrated crystals: Cr, H2O, 6Cl3. The name of this is coordinate covalent compound. The name of this compound is aqua chromium 3 chloride. Aqua chromium 3 chloride. In this compound, all 6 water molecules form coordinate covalent bond with the central metal atom is chromium. So, the structure is like that. Chromium is a center atom. They form coordinate covalent bond with the 6 water molecule H2, or I write like this. Here, coordinate covalent bond is nothing but bond between acceptor atom and donor atom. Here, these metal atom act as a acceptor and donor is nothing but oxygen atom from water molecule. It consists of lone pair on it. That's why the 2 electron is donated to central metal atom. That's why chromium acts as a acceptor and oxygen acts as a donor in water molecule. So, coordinate covalent bond is represented by single arrow mark. Donor donate its electron, like that you can represent. So, this is called as coordinate covalent bond. Next, barium chloride. Barium chloride contains 2 water molecules, in which these 2 water molecules are present in the interstitial position. That is, it is present in the void of barium chloride structure. Imagine what is interstitial position, like that. It is chloride, it is barium, anion is larger than cation, it is Cl minus, this is Br2 plus. So, in barium chloride crystal, these water molecules are present in this interstitial position. This is called as void or interstitial position. Next, we move to copper sulfate. Copper sulfate without water molecule, it is anhydrous copper sulfate. Anhydrous means without water molecule. It is colorless substance, but it absorbs 5 water molecule. It is blue in color. Copper sulfate with 5 water molecule. What is its color means blue in color. So, copper sulfate, among these 5 water molecule, among these 5 water molecule, 4 water molecule form coordinate covalent bond with copper, and the 5th water molecule is present outside of the coordination sphere. This square bracket is referred as coordination sphere. In copper sulfate, totally 5 water molecules are there, and sulfate is available. 1 sulfate is available. So, it forms a 6 coordination position in that. So, here 4 water molecule combine with copper, and the 5th one is present outside of the coordinate sphere. This 5th water molecule form hydrogen bond with another molecule. So, these are hydrated crystals. Many crystals obtained from aqueous solution to form the salt are called as hydrated salt. Some example given in our books are nothing but CrH2O6, Cl3, barium chloride, dihydrate, copper sulfate, pentahydrate. Next we discuss about types of water. When we drink salt water, our face expression changes in unpleasant manner, but when we drink fresh water, our face looks pleasant manner. What is the reason for that? Because in salt water contains many soluble metal ions. What are the metal ions are present in salt water? Salt water is otherwise referred as hard water. Fresh water is otherwise called as soft water. So here we discuss about what is soft water, what is hard water. First we discuss about hard water. Hard water containing bicarbonate, chloride, sulfate ions with a metal salts such as calcium and magnesium. Water containing bicarbonate, chloride, sulfate with a calcium and magnesium are called as hard water. What is soft water? Soft water, water free from soluble metal salts such as calcium and magnesium. These are called as soft water. Water free from metal salt such as calcium and magnesium. Then the salts are referred as soft water. Now we can discuss about how to remove the hardness from hot water by two methods. What are that method? We discuss one by one. Removal of hardness from hot water. Next topic is hardness of hot water can be removed by two methods. There are two types of hardness present in hot water. One is nothing but type of hardness temporary hardness and permanent hardness. Temporary hardness from hot water is removed by two methods. One is boiling process, boiling followed by filtration process. Second method is Clark's method. Permanent hardness also removed from hot water, not hot water, hot water by two process, adding washing soda. What is washing soda? Washing soda is nothing but sodium carbonate. Washing soda is nothing but sodium carbonate. And also by using ion exchange process. What is hot water? Water containing bicarbonate, chloride, sulfate of calcium and magnesium is called as hard water. The hardness of water is two types. One is temporary hardness, another one is permanent hardness. Temporary hardness is occur in hot water due to presence of bicarbonate ion. What are the metals are present in hot water? Mainly two metals are present. One is calcium, another one is magnesium. What is the charge of calcium? 2 plus, magnesium also 2 plus. So, the temporary hardness occur in hot water due to presence of this calcium and magnesium along with a bicarbonate. What is the charge of bicarbonate ion? It carry -1. it carry plus 2. So already we know very well, carry charge calcium is 2, bicarbonate is 1, cross it. So what is the formula for calcium bicarbonate? CaHCO3 twice. That's why I write here. Magnesium also charged to bicarbonate 1. That's why this is also written as HCO3 twice. Calcium bicarbonate, magnesium carbonate, bicarbonate is responsible for temporary hardness. Temporary hardness arises due to presence of calcium bicarbonate and magnesium bicarbonate. How to remove this hardness from hot water? That process is nothing but boiling of this hot water followed by filtration. So during boiling these substances present in hot water, what happening? We see one by one. Hot water contains calcium bicarbonate. It is boiled. Hot water is boiled. The soluble calcium bicarbonate are converted into insoluble carbonate form. So what are the product we get? One is CaCO3 calcium carbonate. It is occur in the form of precipitate and a water molecule plus carbon dioxide gas. Totally how many CO3 is available? 2 CO3 is there. One is here and another one is occur in the form of carbon dioxide. Remaining is H2O. So it is soluble bicarbonate. It is insoluble calcium carbonate. Similarly, boiling magnesium bicarbonate, it is converted into magnesium carbonate in the form of precipitate. If you put the arrow mark downward direction, it is nothing but precipitate form along with the liberation of carbon dioxide and water. Now, this formed insoluble magnesium carbonate further hydrolyzed. That means it is treated with water, fresh water. What happens means this magnesium carbonate hydrolyzed with water, it is converted into insoluble magnesium hydroxide. Insoluble magnesium hydroxide along with it, which is liberated magnesium hydroxide, remaining is what? Carbon dioxide. So it is also occur in precipitate form. Now all soluble bicarbonate in hot waters are converted into insoluble carbonate and magnesium hydroxide in hot water. It is settled in the hot water in the form of precipitate and then all are removed by filtration method. Next we can discuss about next method, removal of temporary hardness by Clark's method. In this method, next we discuss about removal of temporary hardness from hot water by Clark's method. In this method, soluble magnesium carbonate and soluble magnesium bicarbonate and calcium bicarbonate are treated with calculated quantity of lime water. Lime water is calcium hydroxide. Hot water contains soluble magnesium bicarbonate as well as calcium, soluble calcium bicarbonate in it. So these two soluble salts are treated with calculated amount of lime water. Lime water is calcium hydroxide. So calcium hydroxide is added in it. What happens means here calcium, here carbonate is there. That's why it is converted into CaCO3. How many calcium is there? Here one. That's why I put 2 calcium carbonate. Along with how many hydrogens are there? 2 hydrogen is there. So it is converted into 2 water molecule. Like that, magnesium bicarbonate on treatment with the calcium hydroxide, first it forms magnesium carbonate and then calcium carbonate with 2 water molecule. These formed magnesium carbonate further treated with water, further it is converted into magnesium hydroxide. We know that it is insoluble in water. So in Clark's method, we add lime water with a hot water. All these are converted into insoluble magnesium carbonate and a magnesium hydroxide. In this way, we remove the temporary hardness from hot water. Next, we discuss about permanent hardness occur in hot water. Permanent hardness occur in hot water due to presence of same metal, calcium and magnesium. But what are the anions are present in it means chloride and sulfate. So, permanent hardness occur due to presence of metal salt contains that anions are chloride and sulfate. So, how to remove this permanent hardness? Removal of permanent hardness by adding, one method is by adding washing soda, another method is ion exchange process. So, permanent hardness is due to presence of calcium chloride, calcium sulfate and a magnesium chloride and a magnesium sulfate. Okay, these are soluble substances present in hot water. Now, these are removed by using washing soda. How to remove this one? So, these metals are generally referred as M. Calcium and magnesium represented by a symbol M because it is metal. So, it is present in chloride form and present in sulfate form. So, I write this one. This on treatment with a sodium carbonate, washing soda. What happens here when this metal chloride and metal sulfate react with the washing soda? What happens means these are combined together. So, these two are combined together. That is why we get the product is carbonate. Here also Na2CO3. These are combined together because it carry positive charge, it carry negative charge. This carry positive charge, this carry negative charge. So, oppositely charged particles are attract to each other. That is why what is the product we will get here means MCO3. MCO3 plus NaCl. Balancing this equation, here 2 Na is there, 2 chlorine is there. That is why here you put 2. What is M? It may be calcium or magnesium. Like that, the sodium carbonate react with the metal sulfate like calcium sulfate and magnesium sulfate represented generally MSO4. What is the product we will get here? Means byproduct is Na2SO4, sodium sulfate. What about remaining? MCO3. So, it is occur in the form of soluble precipitate, insoluble precipitate, magnesium carbonate, calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, calcium carbonate occur in the form of precipitate. These are further removed by filtration. Next process is ion exchange process. Next we discuss about ion exchange process. Permanent hardness of hot water is removed by using ion exchange resin or bed is otherwise like geolite. What is geolite? It is your exam point of view important 3-mark question. Geolite. Using geolite, how to remove hardness from hot water? 3-mark question. What is geolite? Geolite, ion exchange resin. Geolite is simply nothing but hydrated form of sodium aluminosilicate, hydrated form of sodium aluminosilicate. What is the formula for zeolite? Hydrated means it contains water molecule, silicate means silica is present, two metals are nothing but sodium and aluminum. So what is the formula of this one means Na2O, Al2O3, X molecule of SiO2, this is your one mark question, Y molecule of water. It is a complex structure, so it is simply represented as Na2, it is a monovalent ion, it is a trivalent ion, it is a tetravalent ion, that is why this complex ion is simply represented as Na2Ez. Hydrated sodium aluminosilicate is called as zeolite. This zeolite is represented here, X is represented as 2 to 10 silica, silicon dioxide. How many molecules are available? 2 to 10 molecules. Y is 2 to 6 water molecules are present. This hydrated silicate consists of porous in it. In that porous particle, sodium metal ion. You know that sodium metal ion is monovalent ion. It is loosely bounded in this zeolite compound. Simply I draw the diagram like that. Zeolite bed is like that means these are maybe silicon and aluminum. It is smaller in size, that is why it occupies loosely in this voids. Na plus is loosely bound in this void, interstitial position. So, when hot water is passed through this zeolite, what happens means the sodium ion is removed by the metal ion present in hot water such as calcium, magnesium are removed by the sodium is replaced by calcium and magnesium. So what are the reaction takes place here? Means simply it is represented as Na2Ez, it reacts with a metal chloride or metal sulfate. So, the metal ion, I write in ionic form, the oxidation state of metal, calcium and magnesium is 2 plus. So, simply I write M2 plus, it may be calcium sulfate, calcium chloride or magnesium sulfate or magnesium chloride. When hot water contains these metal ions are poured into zeolite, what happening here means the sodium ion replaced by this metal ion. So, we get the compound is M and Z and the sodium is removed from zeolite. For degenerating this zeolite again, for reusing purpose, this is treated with sodium chloride. This compound further hydrolyzed with sodium chloride. What happens means again we get a Na2Ez plus, it is removed in the form of M2 plus. By this method, permanent hardness is removed from hot water. So, what is hot water? We know that water containing bicarbonate, chloride, sulfate in soluble metal ion is called as hot water. Water free from soluble metal ions such as calcium and magnesium are called as soft water. There are two types of hardness in hot water. One is temporary hardness, another one is permanent hardness. Temporary hardness is removed by boiling followed by filtration. Second method is Clark's method. In this method, we add calculated quantity of calcium hydroxide, lime water. Permanent hardness of hot water is also removed by two methods. One method is by adding washing soda, another method is ion exchange process. In all the case which is that is soluble bicarbonate and soluble metal chlorides and metal sulfates are converted into insoluble carbonate form. Next we discuss about heavy water. What is heavy water? Heavy water is nothing but D2O, deuterium oxide. Already we discussed that in ordinary water it is present 1.4 into 10 power minus 14 percentage, that means 1 part of D2O is present in 5000 part of ordinary water. So what is the formula for heavy water? D2O. It is occurred by electrolysis of ordinary water. Already we discussed the topic in the preparation of deuterium. Ordinary water undergoes electrolysis. First it liberates hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen. That electrolytic solution, remaining solution is rich in deuterium oxide, but electrolysis of deuterium oxide is difficult process compared with ordinary water. What is its physical nature? Similar to that of ordinary water, it is also colorless, tasteless and odorless. And one of the important chemical property of D2O is exchange reaction. Important 3 more question for you. Exchange reaction similar to that of deuterium. When compounds containing hydrogen which are treated with deuterium oxide, the hydrogen is replaced by deuterium present in heavy water. This type of reactions are called as exchange reaction. Now we can consider exchange reaction of deuterium oxide. Now sodium hydroxide treated with deuterium oxide. Here how many hydrogen is present? 1 hydrogen is present. So this hydrogen is replaced by deuterium. That's why what is the product we will get? NaOD. Remaining is which is available 1D, O and H. So we get remaining is nothing but HOD. Like that, when hydrochloric acid treated with heavy water, this hydrogen is replaced by deuterium, exchange with deuterium. So we get DCl plus what about remaining? HOD. Like that, ammonium chloride treated with heavy water, these 4 hydrogen is replaced by deuterium. We get ND4Cl, deuterated ammonium chloride, byproduct is HOD. So this is some example for exchange reaction. It is your 3 more question. What is the uses of this exchange reaction? This exchange reaction is useful to know how many hydrogen atoms are replaced by deuterium. For example, in ammonium chloride, how many hydrogens are replaced by deuterium is, you can say that 4 hydrogen is replaced. Like that, in hydrochloric acid, how many hydrogens are replaced by deuterium? Due to formation of DCl, we can easily understand that only 1 hydrogen is replaced from hydrogen chloride. Number of ionic hydrogen removed from compound can be determined by exchange reaction. One more example is nothing but hypophosphorus acid, H3PO2. It is called as hypophosphorus acid, which is treated with a D2O. It form the product is H2DPO2. Remaining is what? HOD. So by this formation of by this compound, we can understand that hypophosphorus acid is monobasic acid. This is your 1 more question. Monobasic acid means how many hydrogen is replaced? Only 1 hydrogen is replaced. 2 hydrogen is replaced, then it is dibasic acid. 3 hydrogen is replaced, then these are called as tribasic acid. Here it is hypophosphorus acid. Hypophosphorus acid on treatment with heavy water, in which only one hydrogen is replaced, remaining two hydrogens are present in same hypophosphorus acid, from which we can understand that it is example for monobasic acid. Hypophosphorus acid is example of monobasic acid. One more question. Among the following, which is monobasic acid? Hypophosphorus acid, phosphorus acid, phosphoric acid. Like that given me metaphosphoric acid. Monobasic acid is hypophosphorus acid. H3PO3. It is called as phosphorus acid. It is called as dibasic acid. Then H3PO4 called as phosphoric acid. This is phosphorus acid, this is phosphoric acid. Here all the three hydrogen is replaced by D2O, from which we can understand that it is tribasic acid. For understanding the nature of the acid, these exchange reactions are useful. And what about the another chemical property given in our book means, these heavy water form many deuterium compound with a metal carbides and phosphide and nitride. What are the reactions? We see one by one. They ask this question, complete the following reaction, or how deuterium oxide react with the following compound. Like that they ask in our 2 more question and 3 more question. Deuterium oxide form what kind of the product means? React with a metal carbide, aluminum carbide. Formula is Al4C4 and calcium carbide CaC2. Next, so it react with a deuterium oxide. What is the product we can get? Means we can get, instead of this, first you want to understand on treatment with water, what is the product? Then it is easy for you. Aluminum carbide treated with water, what is the product we will get? Your product is nothing but AlOH thrice plus CH4, methane molecule. Balanced equation is very important, I discuss later. So aluminum carbide react with water, it form aluminum hydroxide and methane. Like that same aluminum carbide react with heavy water or deuterium oxide. What happens? Means we get the product is, what about that means? Al instead of H here which is available OD thrice plus CD4. We get methane molecule. Here 4 aluminum is present, that's why I put 4 aluminum. 4 aluminum means 4 3s are 12. There also how many? 4. 12 plus 4 16. That's why you balance the carbon. How many carbon is present? 3 carbon is present. That's why I write this way here 3. So we can get the product is nothing but how many means 4 and 3. That's why here how many D2O is available means 12. This is first reaction. Like that second one, calcium carbide react with D2O. It form water means you get calcium hydroxide. Instead of H we get the product is CaOD twice. This is D twice plus ethene C2D2 deuterated. Like means CaC2 react with water, it form CaOH twice. Instead of H you substitute D. Like that here D2, that means what? C2H2 ethane, C2H2 ethane. Here 2 okay, here 2 ethane. Okay, that's why here how many water deuterium oxides are take part in the reaction means 2 molecule. So it is deuterated ethane. Like that magnesium carbide. Magnesium carbide react with D2O. It form MgOD twice plus it form your product is next it react with the calcium phosphide. Calcium phosphide react with the D2O. It form CaOD twice with the PD3. Phosphine, here H is available means that is called as phosphine. It is called as deuterated phosphine. Like that, carbides are react with the deuterium oxide, they form a product. Next, what are the uses of this deuterium oxide? Similar to that of deuterium, it is also used as a coolant in nuclear reactor, and it is also used as a moderator to reduce the energies of fast moving neutron. It is also used as a tracer element for many organic reaction, and also knowing the mechanism in metabolic reaction. The uses of deuterium also similar. Deuterium oxide is similar to that of deuterium. It is used as a coolant in nuclear reactor. It is used as a moderator in nuclear reactor. It is used as a tracer element for knowing the mechanism in many chemical reactions as well as knowing the mechanism in metabolic reactions. Remaining part we discuss in that next section. Thank you, boys.